Welcome back to FM Story as we are about to embark on season 13 of the Glory Hunt to Save. We still have to win the Coppa Italia, we still have to win the Europa League. We've decided to stay with Juventus for another season to try and get that Coppa Italia wrapped up. We've done some fairly major work on the squad to get a bit of depth and also to try and make the squad a bit younger as well. So without further ado, let's get into the action. Transfer-wise, we've seen quite a few outgoings. Inacio left at the end of his contract. And then in terms of players that were in the first team squad, Garzon's gone out on loan. Keenan Yildiz has gone to Saudi Arabia for up to 73 million. Kotz has gone out on loan. Petrucci's gone out on loan. Davanzo's gone out on loan. And then we sold Sula for up to 53 million with 1 year left on his contract. Vlahovic has gone to Saudi Arabia also for up to 10 million. And Luis Diaz has gone out on loan to Roma. And then in terms of the incomings, we've tried to sign players over a variety of positions to try and strengthen the squad. Firstly, we've brought Galucci back to the club. He was previously at the club before he went to Hellas Verona. He's come back in. He can play left back, he can play right back, and can cover in both of those positions. With Vlahovic going, we needed a centre forward. We probably needed a centre forward anyway. Helga Schlüsselberg, German international forward. He's played twice for the national team. He's got 26 goals in 35 games for the under-21s. We've signed him from Werder Bremen. We also needed some replacements in the defence, so we've brought in Ephraim Mafreta from Brighton. Young player, hopefully he can develop over the season, but looks a decent prospect. We've also brought in Matthias Mollis, another centre forward from Germany, this time from Bayer Leverkusen. More likely to be a rotation option with Schlüsselberg as the number one. And then we went and signed some more young players. So we've got Kim Soo-hyun, South Korean. We signed from Ulsan. Can play up front, can play wide, can play in the number 10 role. I mean, dribbling of 17, finishing of 16, technique of 16, good decisions, composure, determination. Hopefully he can kick on. He's only 18 as well. We then went and signed Aaron Gonzalez from Pumas, 20-year-old, 13 caps for Mexico. Again, can play through the middle, can play wide, 17 dribbling, 17 finishing, 16 first touch, 16 technique, 17 off the ball. Again, another potential one to develop as the season goes on. And then another attacking player, Emmanuel Adegoboyega, signed from Atletico, where he played mostly for the B team. He scored 126 goals in 245 games for the B team. Comes in as a backup option, really, but some more potential. We were really lacking sort of actual threats up front. Vlahovic was a bit past it. Carnero played well on occasions, but other than that, we didn't really have someone to play through the middle. We've now signed sort of 3 or 4 players that can play that position. And then we've gone and signed Joseph Varga, a Serbian from Werder Bremen. He was transfer listed there. Can add some depth at right back. If we're going to change the formation, can play as a wing back, can play a bit further forward as well. Just a bit of quality, I hope. Certainly really good physicals. So hopefully he can be a key player for us this season. Tactically, I think we're looking at the same formation we had for much of the second half of last season. We'll see how that starts. It may be that we need to change the formation based on the new players that we've signed. And as far as the season preview is concerned, again, we're in 4th. We're well off what they think is going to challenge for the title, even though we got done by Milan, winning their 5th successive title on a playoff at the end of last season. And I do think, like, in terms of the high level of the high point of the squad, I think the quality is probably a bit less, but I think overall we've got a bit of a younger squad, and I think we've got a bit more depth as well. And we start the season off with one of the hardest games we could have, a home game against Inter Milan on the opening day of the season. And hopefully we can start better than we did last season when we lost on the opening day of the season at home against Salernitana. So, opening day of the season at home, and this is the side we've picked. Verbruggen's in goal. Donnarumma is the number one. Both Verbruggen and Donnarumma have been injured in pre-season. Donnarumma wasn't even fit enough for a fitness test, but he's on the bench just because if anything happens, we might need a goalkeeper. We've gone with pretty much the same back four that we were playing last season, except we've got with Mafrete in, obviously with Inacio going. We've got Vitinha and Serie in front of that back four. We've got Kusiasari wide right, Sam Binch in the number 10 role, Aaron Gonzalez is starting on the left, and Schlosselberg is starting through the middle. Right, early on, we've struggled for the ball. We've got a throw in their half, though, now with Owen Beck to take it. Serie back to Beck. Finds Binch back to Beck again. Low cross in. And there's Aaron Gonzalez, less than 15 minutes into his debut. And he's opened the scoring against the Inter at home. And that could be a big, big start for us. Beck does well down his left-hand side with Serie and then with Binch, and then fires a cross in. Gonzalez takes a great touch away from the defender, swivels, fires past the goalkeeper to put us in front. Right, corner for us. Vitinha to take it. Goes short to Beck, back to Vitinha. Cuts in. Keeper makes a save. And then the rebound, we couldn't turn it on target. Right, they're attacking down our right-hand side now. Back to the centre half. We force them back to the keeper. Mendes into Clem. Looked for Titulio, but Malfreta picks it off. Lodovic's looking for Kusiasari on the right. And he just gave that one up completely. And now they're going to come back at us. And they've got in Titulio, Semi. Great save from Verbruggen. It was offside in the end. Right, Lobaton with a free kick for them. Chips it into the box. Got a head on it. Vitinha heads it clear. Gonzalez now to Kusiasari. And then Schlosselberg gets to the byline. Pulls it back to Serie on the edge of the area. Kusiasari still has it somehow. Vitinha out to Boyomo. Kusiasari. Boyomo into the box, and there's Schlosselberg. And we're going to have a check to see if that's offside. I don't think it possibly could be. It shouldn't be. And it's been given. Comes out to Boyomo. And then it eventually comes back to Boyomo from Vitinha. He plays a first-time ball. Schlosselberg made a great run off the defender and finishes it past the keeper. Right on the shoulder of that last defender. Perfectly judged. And a great finish. Right, a throw in injury time for them. Serie won it, but Mendes has got it. They're into the box. Carvajal fires past Verbruggen to reduce the deficit and make it 2-1. Serie just should have done better. And then Lobaton onto Carvajal. A decent finish. And that's 2-1 going into half time. Considering we've only had 35% of the ball, I think we've done pretty well. We just need to make sure we're not as loose at that as that at the back again. Right, we made one change at half time. Binch had a bit of a shocker, so we brought Kim Soo Hyun on in that number 10 role. Lodovic's out to Boyomo, down the line for Kusiasari. Vitinha into Schlosselberg. Kim Soo Hyun making that run into the box. Gets it back from Kusiasari, finishes. I think he probably was offside. It was almost 3 debut goals for us there. So Kim Soo-hyun makes the run to the box. The defender makes the tackle. Kusiasari prods it back to him, but he just drifted offside from the tackle. Lobaton with a free kick for them. Verbruggen gets across and turns it behind for a corner. Mendes with the corner. Drilled into the near post. We've got a head on it. Lobaton back to Mendes. Carvajal with a shot that's blocked. And then Kim Soo-hun wins it. Gonzalez now brings it clear. And they've got the ball in our half again. Lobaton really has developed into the player we thought he was going to be when we signed him at Man City. He seems to be a part of everything good for them in this game. Semi goes around the outside, fires a cross goal, and out for a goal kick. Right, free kick for them. Lobaton again to take it. Over the wall. And it came back off the post and out for a goal kick. So we made some changes to get some fresh legs on. Lobaton with a free kick quickly taken. And we've been caught out there by that free kick. Semi gets the goal. We had players drop back to the line and got caught out. And that's 2-2. Right, a corner for them. Turner swings it in. Verbruggen comes and claims it easily. Mafreta into Vitinha. It's worked onto Schlusselberg. He gives it away. Mendes loses out to Gonzalez. Kim Soo-hun from distance. Just couldn't get it on target. Should really be testing the keeper from there. A throw for them in our half. Into the box. Mafreta wins it. Serif-Chan to Moretti. Mafreta to Vitinha. Bringing it clear. Finds Schlosselberg onto Poulsen, who makes the running behind. And he just couldn't keep it down. The keeper got his hand to it, turns it over for a corner. Poulsen's gone across to take the corner. Aims it towards the back post, but it's easy for keeper to come and claim it. Lodvic's with a free kick. And it ripples the top of the net as it goes over. And there we go, full time 2-2. And given that it was Inter we were playing on the opening day of the season with so many new players in the squad as well, I think I'm relatively happy with a draw from that game. Obviously, the league doesn't matter as far as the save's concerned. The only thing that really matters this season is the Coppa Italia. We're at the end of September and we've had an interesting run since that opening day against Inter. We did do a bit more business in the transfer window. There was a couple of players went out on deadline day, and in on deadline day came Sandro Tonali. Just, although he is 35, Vitinha is also 35, it just gives us a bit of cover. We can rotate them round in the centre of midfield, and he still looks a top quality player. Obviously, as we saw, we opened the season with that 2-2 draw at home against Inter. We then had a Turin derby and somehow went from 1-0 up to 3-1 down within 15 minutes of, well, in fact, within 10 minutes of the second half kicking off. Luckily, we managed to pull a goal back. We couldn't get anything more than that. We did suffer some injuries in the game as well. We then won 3-0 at home against Spezia. Pretty comfortable victory, although we did end the game with 10 men after Varga got sent off. We drew 1-1 with Napoli. We equalised pretty much just straight after they scored. We then won 4-3 against Sassuolo, which was a pretty comfortable game. I mean, at one point we were 4-1 up. They pulled a couple of goals back in the last 10 minutes, but we managed to hang on. We started our Champions League campaign with a 3-0 victory at home at Villarreal. And then the most recent league game, we won 3-1 away at Cagliari. Pretty comfortable, pretty straightforward result. And then the most recent game was our second game in the league phase of the Champions League. It was an interesting game. We went 1-0 down through a player that we sold to Juventus when we were at, I think, Real Madrid, or actually it might even have been PSG. Then we were pretty quickly on level terms with a goal from Schlosselberg. Schlosselberg got a second just before the hour. We then give away a stupid penalty, and Rico Lewis scored that to level it up. And then Aaron Gonzalez wasted a great chance in injury time that would have seen us secure the 3 points. We've got a game coming up against Bologna before the international break. Going into that game, we're down in 6th in the table. We've got 11 points from those 6 games. We have only lost the 1 game, but we do need to sort of step up our form of touch. Obviously, as we've said many times since we've been at Juventus, the League and the Champions League don't really matter. The Coppa Italia is what matters. We don't start that until January. So it's all about finding a style of play that works for us, getting ourselves in good form for when that competition comes around. So following that, the opening day draw against Inter and then the defeat against Torino, well, we have sort of switched a few things up. We've actually gone back to the formation that we used when we were in charge of Napoli for that one season, and it seems to have kind of worked so far. So we've got Lodovics and Boyomo's moved in from right back to centre half. We've got Owen Beck at left back, Lucas Era in front of the back four. We've got Varga, because he's more of a wing back than a full back, to push on down the right. Sam Binch and Tonali starting in centre midfield. Kim Soo-hyun is in off the flank. Aaron Gonzalez off the left. And Schlüsselberg through the middle. Not much happening early on here. Very little happening. It's the first highlight of the first half. It's a throw for them on the left-hand side. Gonzalez wins it back. And then they've gone over the top. Beck gets back. Boyomo to Lodovics. Tonali wide to Varga with loads of space in front of him to move into. Finds Binch. He finds Gonzalez and loads of space on the left-hand side. And he just drags it wide of the far post. Beck with a throw for us. Binch back to Serie. Beck. Beck gets it back. Binch turns and absolutely smashes one into the top corner. Right on half time. I mean, it's been a pretty disappointing first half before that. Serie gives it back to Beck. He tries to play it in, wins it back, finds Binch. He just turns, drives towards the D, and just absolutely smashes that one. And it flies into the top corner. And then we go half-time 1-0. Based on the match stats, it's probably a bit generous. It looks like it's been a fairly even first half. Obviously, all the highlights we've seen have been us kind of attacking. So hopefully that continues in the second half and we can come away with 3 points before the international break. And Donnarumma with the goal kick wide to Varga. Finds Soo-hyun. There's Varga still going forward. Finds Binch on the edge of the box. He's dug one out. The keeper was rooted to the spot. Unfortunately for us, it's come crashing back off the post. Right, Boyomo with a free kick deep in our half. Very deep in our half. And it's just going to come straight back at us. And he's onside because of where Boyomo was. And luckily, his shot crashes off the crossbar and goes out for a throw. Nice Seref Chan with a throw. Gonzalez. Seref Chan picks it up down that left-hand side, gets to the byline, goes all the way back to Mafreta, who drives forward. Not bad for a centre-half. Drives forward and arrows one into the bottom corner. Makes it 2-0 with 12 minutes to go and gives us a bit of a cushion. So Seref Chan goes all the way back. Mafreta's got space to run into in front of him. Drives to the D and then just bends it into the bottom corner. And they've gone long from the back. Goes straight to Lodovics. Vitinha into Tonali. Forces Vitinha backwards. Donnarumma to Lodovics. Tonali. Varga. I'm doing well, just popping the ball about. They're not really pressing the back players. Mafreta finds Varga in space. Finds Adebayoga. Aaron Gonzalez hits the woodwork and goes behind for a goal kick. Serefcan to Binch. Mafreta again driving forward. This time drops it back to Vitinha. Tonali. Suarez. Back to Vitinha. Adebayoga. And again. Back to Serefcan. We're doing well, just popping the ball about, making them chase it. Mafreta again with an effort from the D. This time the keeper turns it over for a corner. Deep into injury time here. Gonzalez to take it. In towards the near post. It's headed clear. Right. A long free kick for them over the top. Suarez goes back to pick it up. We've got about a minute of injury time left. Vitinha to Varga in space. Down the line for Adebayoga. He squares it. And there's Schlüsselberg for his 5th goal of the season. Make it 3-0 and to really secure those 3 points. Just clinical. Just Varga just slides it down the line. Adebayoga goes, takes a couple of touches, and just low to the 6-yard area. And Schlüsselberg turns it home. And there we go, full time, 3-0. And the perfect way to head into the international break with 3 points and some goals. And there we are, heading into the first international break of the season. We're currently sat 4th in the league table with 14 points from 7 games. Milan have had a great start to the season. They're top of the table with 19 points from 7 games. They've got a plus 27 goal difference already. We've started okay in the Champions League as well, with a win and a draw from our opening games. But obviously, as we've said, the main focus this season is the Coppa Italia, which doesn't start till later on in the season. But as we said, we need to put a bit of a run of form together so that we're in good form once we come to the Coppa Italia starting. Join us next time to see if we can progress a bit from where we've started. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.